go and say that Freax website was a mistake, yeah. Freax.
Okay, so there's literally like maybe several hours of Freax. Let's begin with this one. You all get to see the Kendrick concert. So Kendrick had a pop out. He said Kendrick the pop out. He had a one-off concert, and he does a couple of songs with Dre, and then Dre leans into the mic and he goes, "All right, I'm super excited for this next one. Ready? Psst, I see dead people." And the whole crowd explodes, and they do not like us. And then they do not like us a second time, but the crowd sings it. And then they do not like us a third time, and the LA gangs have sent emissaries there to have a brief truce so they could all get up on stage and dance to it together. And then they do it a fourth time, and LeBron James is doing it with them. They do it a fifth time. They take they just play the instrumental. It's just oh my God. It's I appreciate that everyone can come out together in a show of hatred. I just can't. But it was Russell Westbrook, not LeBron. Okay, good. Tyler, the Creator, was there. The fourth one started because some guy shouted, "Do it again," really, really loudly, and he did. It's just oh no, chat says LeBron was also there. Okay, good. That's wow. I just like, what do you do to that? Like, this is 45 minutes of everyone just saying, "And he's a pedophile." Oh man. It's rough, man. It is rough. Dot fuck him up. Oh my God. Then I saw later in the week, someone was posting photos from the video shoot, and I was like, he's shooting a video for this? It's been months, dude. How much more can you hurt a man? Oh, man. Oh my God. Big day for hating. Show the camera work. All right, what are we working with? He said wop wop wop, and the camera started cutting like an anime. I'm gonna do my stuff. Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, next up. Instagram Reels has taken me to places no human mind should ever be. POV. You finally stop caring about society pressures to conform and start wearing your hat, keeping your free from mind control in public, and have never felt more free. Okay. I hate to say this. It looks like shit, right? It looks like shit. If you are of the opinion that a tinfoil hat keeps your head free of mind control, how come you can't make the hat look good? Like, if I was designing clothing, this is just free money. Like a snapback lined with tinfoil. How hard is that? Same properties, but it looks all right, right? I don't know. It seems like an obvious get. They've done it. Well, then why is she just wearing the tinfoil? Too economical? No, you got to replace it every time. And of course, not to mom shame, but why are you letting the babies get mind controlled? Good question. Good question. This is, of course, a woman doing a bit, which is why no one understands it. They're like, I don't get it. What the heck? How is she making a joke? She shouldn't be able to. But it is damn funny, I will say. All right, next up. The Cybertruck is the machine that keeps on giving. All right, so took my truck through a touchless car wash yesterday. So as we all know, putting a Cybertruck in a car wash or leaving it out in the rain, according to social media, causes it to immediately brick. But this morning, completely dead seems to be a common issue. 2 tow companies showed up and left. They could not get the charging cord disconnected from the truck. Anyone know how to manually release the charger? First off, I did not know that they didn't manually release. Guess the charger is coming along for the ride. And then, you know. Oh, man. I love this thing. I thank God that only like 4,000 of them made it out the fucking door. Oh, my God. All right, next up. So people were asking, do you do 1 or 2? And this person said, all right, well, here are my responses. I do 1 in the public bathroom, 2 at home, and 3 fighting for your life. No way people get completely naked. What the fuck? No way people get completely... Are you kidding me? I get completely naked, I would say at least once a month. Sometimes you gotta... Sometimes you gotta pop out and shit on them. Oh, no. Yeah, if you ever get naked and have to shower after, that's a disaster. But the worst is when you have to shower not because you can't wipe all the way because you tore your asshole open, but because you were sweating so much you now need a shower. Oh. I will say, I don't know why the guy is smiling in 1, because that is my least favorite position to be in. If I ever have to shit in a public bathroom, it's a disaster. I'm just like, oh my God, this is the worst, most gross thing I've ever had to do. And the worst is usually when you go in a public bathroom, you are number 3, because if you can hold it or you can stop it by any means, you do. So it's never a good time, and it's always, oh my God. Do you not know what fiber is? Yeah, okay, well, listen, I'm 30 now. There's some things that a diet can't account for. Oh my God. I'm not going to go too into taking a doo-doo shit, but you guys remember my hernia, right? That guy diagnosed on Twitter. Well, it was an umbilical hernia, which means that when I was a child, a piece of my intestine got into my, kind of slipped into my belly button and just stayed there. So when they fixed it, that intestine had never seen a day of work in its life. And like the day after I get back from surgery and I'm healed up, I got food poisoning. And let's just say it had a little bit of a trial by fire. It was not prepared. It was not ready. It was like, whoa, first day on the job? Holy. I was looking like 3. I'll tell you that. I was looking like 3. Ugh. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. All right, next up. Okay, we got to talk about the House of Decline thing. Okay, so this has been the Twitter drama of the last week. Kendrick played the pedophile song 5 times in a row. This is the Twitter drama of the past week. So, House of Decline months ago makes this comic. I'm tired of not selling any lemonade. Anti-woke lemonade. Young man, I would like to support your business. That's very true. This feels wrong, but the money kind of helps. So Basil, which if you've never been online, is one of a class of account that I'm sure you're all familiar with that I personally can't stand. It's like capital L liberal Twitter posters who are like, I just think that Biden's policies make fiscal sense, and they're like a teenager. They're like this person is 21 but has been posting for like 4 years. Like, I'm sorry, if this is your personality as a teenager, you have to get like pussy or something. Anything else but this. But they've tweeted, on my knees begging leftist comic artists to stop adding unnecessary text. Holy shit. The response from the one, the only House of Decline. This isn't that much text. I just think you don't like to read, which would explain your general vibe of abject stupidity. The response, I think it's a legitimate criticism. It's a good joke and brevity tends to make jokes better. The response, putting big red X's over my tweet, fixing it. And then later in the thread, they say, you know who does this a lot better is Stone Toss. Says, and then comparing me to Stone Toss is the most obnoxious way to render this criticism. And then just the most perfect interaction ever. Look, I like your comics and your ideas, but you got to learn to take any minor criticism without devolving into personal attacks. The response, but I straight up don't like you on a personal level. Peeps, I'm so happy you're here for this. This is such a good post. I feel like this so constantly. People are like, well, you need to learn to take criticism better. It's like, no. Let me be clear. I'm calling you stupid because I hate you. It's so good. Oh my God. It's wonderful. I just like, and everyone's like, oh yeah? you think you got one up on this 19-year-old? Well, did you know that they are the progenitor of this epic tweet that everyone posts all the time? It says, this is one of the dumbest tweets that's ever made. Correct. Just absolutely walloping them all through this thread. It's wonderful. Personally, big fan of House of Decline. The reason I like her comics where she posts like dicks everywhere. I think it's funny to see dicks and balls in comics on twitter.com. And I think there need to be more people that do that. Basil is absolutely correct and not 19 anymore. Now they're 21. Oh boy, they can go to the bar. This is also not correct. It's not remotely correct. I think that it is true that there are some people that are like super annoying and performative online, but like this is parroted to anyone who does anything that is not exactly voting. Anyone who does any kind of political action that isn't doing exactly what you're told. It's amazing. And to be like, take the text off your comic is so funny. I just love it. I wish more people were this mean online. I think that this is the type of meanness I personally aspire to. Peeps says pick up. Let's go, Peeps. You are the person whose opinion I want to hear on this the most, because you are just about this amount of a hater.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay. So I do want to talk about this because this is like the funniest. This is like my favorite Twitter thing of the day that happened. It was so good. I commented on this in some separate tweets of my own too, but basically it's like, obviously this criticism is just genuinely stupid. They're like, okay, you shouldn't put too many words in your comic. And I was like, that's ridiculous, right? And then the same day, I saw a SpongeBob meme, which was basically the same thing in House's comic, which is just like SpongeBob that has like the desk. They're trying to sell something, and then they sign, and like in the meme, it's like anti-woke lemonade, and then all the people come to SpongeBob's like thing, and it's like that's just what people want.
Yeah.
Like people don't want a comic anymore. They just want to like not read words and then proceed to joke. Like it's crazy.
Hold. How many times during meme review do you say mucho texto?
Oh, so true. I say similar things, therefore I'm also dumb. Like, I bet
you just want us all to vote for Biden, don't you?
Yep, so true. Nah, like, I don't know. The thing that really regardless of the context of Basil's fucking criticism or whatever, it's just so stupid. But the thing that strikes me about this whole thing is how people are like, we're mad at House for being like, I'm mean to you and I don't like you. And it's like, you're allowed to do that, actually. In fact, more people should. Right?
I like the concept of like one of the like fucking Sam Wolo coming up to you and being like, fuck you guy, and you being like, whoa, hey, I'm just a little birthday boy. What are you talking about? You need to be a little less you need to take this a little less seriously.
It's like the criticism is like, I'm going to critique your work on something that is genuinely just wrong. Like, I'm going to critique your work in a way that is disingenuous and just like stupid, right? Like, I don't care, whatever, like the whole Basil shit, I don't care. But the thing that sucks is like, okay, I'm going to criticize your work for a criticism that is just out of nowhere. Like, you should have less words in your comic. And the whole thing stems from the fucking leftist memes be like joke, right? Where it's like a bunch of words. But this is a comic. It's not even a lot of words. It's a comic. Like, words are in a comic. It's like, what the fuck?
I do appreciate that House decided to be petty afterwards, which did great, and just posted all of her comics that have like 1 million fucking words in them in order.
Yes. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, like the
unfortunately,
criticism is so
I can't
dumb.
engage with the half of this discourse, which was Basil being like, "Hey, here's a good example of a comic," and just posting a Stone Toss comic, because
Oh no, it's
unfortunately,
great.
the reason I can't is because it was a quote tweet, and Stone Toss has blocked me. He is afraid of my harsh truths. He is afraid that I will expose him for what he is, a suboptimal deck builder.
It's I don't know. It's like you're getting dog walked by this conservative like comic maker, and it's
It's like, maybe if you're dumb as fuck, you think that.
if
Like,
you're
maybe if you're a
stupid,
moron.
like this comic is better than you because it has less words on it.
I like House's
Like-
comics more than Stone Toss's because there's more penises in her comics.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's just funny. He sacrificed his foreskin for this. No, please don't denigrate the strong Latinx man who has blocked me on Twitter.
I don't know. Like
It's
I
good.
just don't
I just gotta like people being mean online. I just gotta like people being mean online.
No, like, and the two things to talk about with this is like the criticism of House's comics is just fucking stupid. Like it's, ugh. But the other thing is like, why are we mad at like anybody that makes content for being mean? Like, why are we mad at them for that? They're a human being, right? Like, I'm gonna be mean to people that I think are stupid or are rude to me for functionally no reason online, and I'm allowed to do that.
Peeps,
Like,
you don't
and
get
I
it.
should be able to do that.
Someday you'll get tied up in some sort of nonsense with some incomprehensible, unreasonable group of people like the Ghost Trick community, and they will demand that you are kind to their faces. And you're just going to have to say no.
I just like, no. Like, if they're, the thing is, like, it's not 100% like I should always be mean. Like, I'm not always mean. In fact, I'm genuinely a very nice person.
Oh, yeah.
But if I am met with a person I do not know who assumes that they have the familiarity to address me in such a way that is overly critical, then, like, yeah, you can be critical of my work and I'll accept criticism. But if you out of nowhere are just like a dick, then, like, yes, I'm going to be a dick. Like, I'm gonna be a dick back to you, and I'm 100% allowed to do that. And she was too. She had every right, and I'm glad that she did. And she's also very funny.
Yeah, that
So
helps,
it makes
of
it better.
course. I will say, I saw a lot of people being like, the real reason she's getting a lot of hate for this is because she's a trans woman. And I'm like, that's true. But also, House of Decline has had to do this before. If you remember the, like, You Are Not Special comic. It's like, shit, God forbid comic authors do anything. It's like a perennial figure for making, like, completely middle of the road type shit. It's like, come on. Like, this is not inflammatory.
I don't know. I just, like, there are so often, especially in content of any kind, be you a comic maker or an artist or a content creator for YouTube or Twitch or stream or whatever. I'm so sick of the idea that, like, you have to be nice all the time. You have to be wholesome Chungus 100 at all points. It's literally the same as, like, a boomer that expects their waitress to be, like, kind to them no matter what they do. Or, like, people that throw food back at the drive-thru workers and expect them to still be like, okay, sir, calm down. It's like, no. Like, those are human beings that you're fucking with and being rude to. Like, they're going to be mean to you, and you deserve it. It's the lady with the hammer. Yes, the hammer lady. God, the best.
Okay. Well, all I have to say is bye.
That's all I wanted to say. Okay.
Next up. Maybe I should have chosen a cheaper hobby because being a book lover is not for the broke. So I do like people going, if you don't mind used books, might I suggest thrift books? Kindle Unlimited is so good. Is no one going to say it? I mean, it's a library, right? It's just free shit at the library. I don't understand. And then, of course, the quote tweet. Looked at this person's Goodreads 2023 wrap up and I'm crying. Shortest book, Tentacle Alien Outcast, 23 pages. Longest book, Daddy Fox, MC Daddy's Book 9. Are the other 8 good? I feel like... Whew. Is that first one? I think the first one's cover is AI. But the second one, I believe it's a real photo. Get Brittany on this. Brittany, listen. Brittany reads smut, but there's a difference between smut and MC Daddy's Book 9. I remember growing up, my first experience with these books was one day we were all going around the room in orchestra class talking about what we were reading. It wasn't part of the class. We were just doing it, me and my friends, for fun. And one girl just kind of sheepishly showed us a book called Mama, I'm in Love with a Gangster. We were like, there's no way that is a real book. And she was like, it is. Check it out. She handed it to me, and we started thumbing through it. And we thumbed to the end of a scene. And at the end of a chapter, and the scene was she's cheating on her man. And she's getting railed, and her man busts open the door, and he goes, what the fuck? And then it says, just as, let's say the guy's name was Sean, just as I could feel Sean's condom filling up with nut. And as 6th graders, we thought this was the funniest thing ever. We were like, oh my God! And we were all like jumping around, and it was so funny. Oh my God. And we were like, she was like, give it back. And we were like, no, we have to read more. And did that girl ever talk to you again? She knew what she was getting into. It wasn't like she was like embarrassed that she was reading it. She was like, no, check it out. I found a dirty book. And we were like, yeah. I think it had ended up in the local library by mistake. Like it was part of a book dono drop off, and they just hadn't checked it. All right, next up. Okay, so
with the world champion, here he is.
Noah Lyles, the 2023 world champion in the 100 meter and 200 meter, showed up to his Olympic trial with a copy of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, you may think that's fucking crazy. He showed up to his second trial with the head of Exodia, the Forbidden One. In fact, it turns out, if you guys have been following Snoop Dogg news, Snoop has shown up like 15 places recently with an undisclosed briefcase. And today he revealed it's a thing he's doing with Noah Lyles. And he opens the briefcase, and it's just the 5 pieces of Exodia. That's what he's been carrying around for this bit. It's so fucking funny. Actual Kaiba in real life. Oh my God.
What you put out? Where'd you put it? Did you race with that card?
I did. I raced with it on the side.
That's crazy. How did it stay up there?
It just stuck to my body.
That's
You talking about
wild.
this card right here?
Yeah. What's the meaning behind that?
This Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes
The
White Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's go.
Oh, you don't know.
I'm not
She's not hip, y'all. She's
Very true.
not hip.
I'm sorry,
but for
guys.
the ones who know, you know.
We got to get him as the community ambassador. He will succeed where Griezmann failed. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh, that would be so tight. Ain't that special? Still have one laying around from Shut the fuck up. Holy, shut the fuck up. He won his trials. Let's fucking go. USA, baby. Next up. You guys see this?
With the game? I might give it maybe another day. Like, I don't know. But, like, I think I'm pretty much done, yeah. Yeah, I am. I think that the DLC is too hard for it to be fun.
Okay. Okay, not for nothing. I sat through 9 consecutive news cycles of people being like, oh, you want an easy mode, tourists? Why don't you get good? And now all of a sudden, you have to get good to beat something. And everyone's like, I don't know, man. It's just a little too hard. I thought that was the point of these. Now I see for many people, the point wasn't to play the game and have fun beating a difficult challenge. It was to tell other people that they had done it. He did go back to playing it. Of course, you have to. You have to. I will say it has been fun. I think the DLC has had like a 50-50. Whereas like usually any new Souls game, it's like 95-5. People being like, this is too hard. And people being like, it's great. But the DLC has been like, lots of people are just like, no, it's like really difficult. It's like actually quite hard. It's, oh man. For all his faults, Asmund is a genius at baiting people with clips. I mean, how genius is it to just like say something fucking stupid and then everyone's like, wow, he said something fucking stupid. But they did cook. I am excited that we have made I think CJ has probably the right responses. Like pretty much everyone was just over leveling characters, and now that they scale with you, you know. Burp, 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 burp. It's not that bad. I'm breezing through it. Okay. All right. Well, fuck you. Next up. All right. We got to talk about the 45 amazing things that Trump said at this fucking speech. Let me hear. I'm just going to pull them up because they're unbelievable. This first one is just.
And I have the wounds all over my body. If I took this shirt off, you'd see a beautiful, beautiful person. But you'd see wounds all over me. I've taken a lot of wounds, I can tell you. More than I suspect any president ever.
What the fuck? Okay, what's going on here? What could that possibly be referring to? I literally I have wounds all over my body. Oh my god. I don't get it. I really. Does he have like anemia or something? I don't get it, man. It's. Oh, this is a good one too.
Stupid people. And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a refutal. Refutal or a refutal? What the hell word would that be? Refutal? What they'll say, he didn't know, refutal or refutal, but they don't know either.
It's rebuttal, right? I'm out of my fucking mind. I feel like...
Sir, it should not be dignified, sir. I said, well, I gotta fight that. The worst thing you could probably say to me would be that. He said, sir.
I love it. And of course, this one's good too. So you guys remember a week ago when he was talking about if a shark's coming at you and there's a battery below you on the ocean, do you grab the battery in order to electrocute yourself, killing yourself instantly, or do you take your chances with the shark? It was like a 4-minute clip. We have the sequel now. I am so happy to say.
They wanted to. Now they'll say, "Oh, these stories are terrible." But these stories are, you heard my story in the boat with the shark, right? I got killed on that. They thought I was rambling. I'm not rambling. They want to make boats.
That's what you say, by the way, when you're not rambling. I'm not rambling.
And they are demanding that they be all battery operated, all electric. And I was in South Carolina at this wonderful family boat yard. The big yard make a lot of boats, from 17, like fishing boats, 17 to 30 feet.
Yeah.
And I said, how's everything going? No good. They want us to go all electric.
Oh, no.
I said, well, would that work? No, because it's so heavy, we can't get the boat to float.
Yeah.
The battery is so heavy. So then I start talking about asking questions, I had an uncle who was a great professor at MIT for many years. I think the longest tenure ever, very smart. 3 different degrees. And, so I have an aptitude for things. There is such a thing as an aptitude. I said, well, what would happen if this boat is so heavy and started to sink,
he's now going to pose to these people the question.
and you're on the top of the boat, do you get electrocuted or not? In other words, the boat is going down and you're on the top. Will the electric currents flow through the water and wipe you out? And let's say there's a shark about 10 yards over there.
He can't stop doing this hypothetical. I don't know why he likes this hypothetical so much, but they're like, yeah. You like boats? You like boats? You like boats? Let's just say...
Would I have to immediately abandon, or could I ride the electric down? And he said, sir, nobody's ever asked us that question. But, sir, I don't know. I said, well, I want to know because I guarantee you one thing. I don't care what happens. I'm staying with the electric. I'm not getting over with it. So I tell that story. It's, just funny.
It's just funny.
News, they go, he told this crazy story with electric. It's actually not crazy. It's sort of a smart story, right? So
That's what it is. Mr. President, it is sort of a smart story.
like, it's like the snake. It's a smart, when you figure what you're leaving in, right?
Wait, what the fuck does that refer to? The snake? It's like the demiurge.
You're bringing it in. The snake, right? The snake.
Yeah, I know the snake.
And the snake, I tell that. And they do the same thing. What?
He's so good, man. I think it will be a miracle if they both survive to the debate. I think it will be I don't think it's gonna happen. It doesn't look good. I love. He goes, and they all said I was rambling. I'm not rambling. He really God. He needs a podcast. He just if podcasts had been invented 20 years earlier, he would never have been president. He would be like the most popular podcast online. Holy fuck. This is it's rough, folks. It's not good. All right, next up. Oh, during Pride. Come on. I don't want to see this shit. Oh. So my husband is a stone top, and I'm indeed a pillow princess throwing off cishet norms. Freed us. Oh, gonna need it to be bait. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it to be bait. To anyone saying, what does it mean? I mean, the tweet. Then if you don't know, then the answer is not for you. And it also shouldn't be for the person making this post. I don't know where she heard it. It's like the snake. It's like, I'm guessing Stone Top is the male version. No, it's not. It's not. Explain in no sex terms. So let's say there's a shark. Next up. I just read, okay, back to DLC. I just read several Shadow of the Erdtree Steam reviews that are running with the idea that games journalists are try-hard no-lifers who love overly hard games. This is absolutely hilarious, given the same weirdos have been citing the opposite for, ever. Games journalists playing Cuphead, games journalists playing Elden Ring, of course. It's too good. All right, next up. Sending this to all my friends and turning off my phone. Ask consent for all sexual encounters. I just came up with a script that you're all welcome to borrow. Pre-pandemic, our brains were cooked in such a different way, but I love this. I've been having some sexual thoughts about you. I'd love to share over text if you'd enjoy that. Okay. Hey, I'm so glad you reached out. I'm actually at horny capacity right now and don't have any time to enjoy this. Is there anyone else you could fantasize about? This one I'll be stealing. Oh, me. Next up. All right, we probably have to talk about Dr. Disrespect, right? So, I don't know how much about this I can talk about without getting in fucking legal trouble, but to my understanding, a former Twitch employee revealed the reason that Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch and lost all his communications with people at Twitch is because he was sexting a minor over Twitch's whisper feature, which of course can be read by back-end Twitch mods and shit. And so use the word allegedly a whole bunch. I mean, this is what the former Twitch person said. So either they're lying or it's the case. So this person came up, and then Dr. Disrespect replied with something that was like, hey, this matter has already been settled. Thank you. And it was like, that's not exactly what we want to hear. A bunch of people are like, legally, he has to probably, as part of the settlement, remain ambiguous about it. But I'm like, I don't know if I would sign a document that says if someone says I'm a pedophile, I have to be like, it is what it is. Can we stop talking about that now? It's great. And people have just been sniping him in game with like, there's that screen cap, of course, of Dr. Disrespect, my wife. But of course, Dr. Disrespect loading up Fortnite, stream sniped. User is Dr. Age of Consent. Loads up Warzone, killed by Dr. Epstein Island. Loads up Elden Ring, invaded by Dr. Divorced Pedophile. You hear they got your man? On sex crimes. Let me see if I can find the post from his like game dev company. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved, and in order to maintain our principles and standards, we needed to act. We are terminating our relationship immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. So everyone in the comments is like, wow, no evidence, and it's like, no, what they're saying is they had no evidence, they assumed he was innocent, and then they looked into it just a teensy little bit, and they went, oh, fuck. He's guilty as sin. We got to get him out of here. Like, no, they're not going to post a bunch of chat logs from Twitch whispers, but I don't know, like a AAA company isn't going to drop a guy over nothing. You know, he's got stands, he's got people in the replies doing his like defense, but I don't know. I don't understand why Twitch paid out his contract if this is true. I'm not going to get too into contract law, but like frequently it is just if you want to distance yourself from someone rather than bring like an action of breach of contract, it's just like easier for everyone if you just pay out the severance clauses. Like, I think probably it was in everyone's best interests, Twitch and Dr. Disrespect's. Twitch because it gave him a shitload of money, and Dr. Disrespect because of the things he allegedly did, to just push it under the rug a little bit. And then one like former Twitch dev broke an NDA and was like, he's a pedophile, and it's like, oh no, oh come on. Ugh. Ugh. Can we make NDAs illegal? I hate to be like this. I think there are good reasons for NDAs. I think they are often deployed to do truly evil things, but I think the existence of them is not necessarily a bad thing. Plus, I made Danny sign an NDA after playoffs that he wouldn't tell anyone about the torture he was subjected to. Next up. Geez, stop trauma dumping. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. My favorite part of this one is the word nano-angstrom. God, it's just such a good word. You know, I never played this game. I read the short story like 1,000,000 times. Next up. New Silly Stew upload. Let's go.
Run that shit back.
Call me Yoshi, 'cause fruit is what I love. Bananas, oranges, mangoes are all I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's why they call me Yoshi. I eat fruit all the time. Just me
Incredible. We love silly stew in this household. MBT, what is the goat fruit and why is it watermelon? It's just not. I'm not a watermelon guy. Next up. POV, the girl beside you wouldn't stop talking in the movies. Another hater video, but like it's the hater week. We gotta watch it.
Excuse me. Did you like the movie?
I did.
Well, I didn't because you didn't shut the fuck up.
Nigga, what?
Well, I didn't because you just shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Incredible. Oh, okay. Next up. Ugh. What's wrong? You've been kind of quiet all night. Me. You never make the clutch move of ordering a pizza at 1 a.m. Honey Badger drinks when he wants. Oh my god. This one, every time I think of this tweet, it just hurts my fucking head. Because the story itself is super pathetic. He's like, oh yeah, let's just decant this. And he's like, no, give me it now. Epic Reddit. And then he's so interested in pleasing Elon, he made the clutch move of ordering us pizza at 1 a.m. I can't do it, man. All right, next up. Happy birthday to me, but I haven't received any blessings yet. Today is my birthday because I'm poor. Oh. That's rough, buddy. Big shoe LMFAO. I don't really know what to say. Next up. This one's going to be hard. All right. This comes from someone who has both a check mark and the mark of the beast, I believe this is. It's unclear to me why Elon hasn't set up a sperm donation website for any woman to apply and access Elon's sperm for free. Why? There are hundreds of thousands of 35-plus women single whose prospects of having children are incredibly low, and they do not want monogamous relationships with anyone other than 6'5" finance bros with trust funds and blue eyes. These women would get billionaire sperm for free, or maybe Elon can give $50K to each and cover the schooling. Would save hassle. They would be single mothers, and Elon can father thousands of children, leaving behind a gene pool only second to Genghis Khan. Seems like a win-win here for everybody involved. Could possibly cause a short-term fertility boom, too. So, I don't know. Just 100 of these. First up, I sincerely doubt that there's a lot of women like this. I think that this guy's desire for Elon cum is not reflected in the minds of others. I think it might just be him and some of his little freak friends. Secondly, I mean, I hate to be like this, but I do know a little bit about IVF. If you donate sperm, you're actually not allowed to do so after like time number 6, because fathering more than like a dozen children is actually a real big problem when it comes to sperm donation. It can cause like awful accidental incest overreaches that have a huge detriment on like the viability of humans moving forward. You know, everybody being related to Genghis Khan is actually really bad. And third, I mean, I'm just ordering it. If it's free, I'm just going to pretend to be a woman. I'm going to order it. And I mean, I got some ideas what I could do with it, right? And drink it. I think this guy would do that. I think this guy would put it in the water supply Free 50,000 exactly. Yeah. Oh, hey, it's Leah. Leah, not Asimov. Someone gift Full Bloom to a sub, please. Oh, gross stuff. Awful, awful, awful. Injected into an egg. Okay, yes. Like, could we make a homunculus of Elon Musk? Oh no, that's awful. Next up. Homunculus. That's what I like to hear. This is me flirting. I think you're really cool and pretty, and your huge-ass glasses look cute on you for real. That would work on me. That would work on me for sure. Oh my god. Okay, next up.
This is what you call the most normal glider in Ohio. It's pretty peculiar.
That is very true also. Okay, this concludes the noises part of Freax. Next up. There is no life behind his eyes. All right, this is the Excel obstacle course. Delete the gray, move the 3 blue columns to DF. Delete the gray, move the 3 blue rows down to 4-9. Delete yellow, stack red boxes vertically, and move to B2, C13. Use the shift cells there to save time. It's good. Took a sec. Copy rows down, 311. Copy columns down, B1. Sort each group of numbers descending, then total each in column J. He's not even opening menus. It's incredible. Copy the numbers, paste the blue cells as values only, end result retains the formatting of the blue background. Under a minute. Now, he says no life behind those eyes. I'm sorry that he's locked in. This is damn impressive. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. I'm like okay at Excel, but the unfortunate truth of the matter is it is a program that if you have mastery of, you can just do anything. It's just one of the most incredible programs of all time. Jesus Christ. I'm glad there's an esports element now. Next up. Okay. We got to talk about this guy. All right. This comes from Addison Smith. Pride Month is so defeated. Check it out. Check it out. Oh my God. Congratulations for getting married. What the fuck do you mean Pride Month is so defeated? Unfortunately, he's getting cooked in the replies. Who would have expected? And mostly by the one, the only dye workwear. Holy fuck. Congrats. I support all unions, including blue knitted wingtip uppers married to a sneaker sole. Come on. Oh, just dead. Just completely destroyed. But of course, why were you online all day after proposing? Oh my God. Why are you thinking about other men while proposing to your fiance? Kinda sus. What is the shirt? A hand-me-down from my black friend. Oh, I think I have an idea of why they gave it to you. I love these guys. There's like a million of these. I was talking to Jillian about this, but there's a number of just like kind of pudgy, round-faced, rosy-cheeked guys who could affectionately be described as daddy's special little boy, who are always just saying inflammatory things because they're like, I have to get someone mad at me. I have to prove that I can have an effect on someone outside of pity. Ugh. I'm glad he's getting pussy at least. That's nice. Congrats to him. Jesus. Next up. there is, oh man, a not insignificant number of men who are raw dogging flights. No entertainment, no headphones, just watching the flight map for 8 hours. First up, this is a Seinfeld bit, right? Let me actually see if I can. I don't want to get DMCA'd, but it's literally a Seinfeld bit. The concept, referred to as raw dogging, flying raw, or bareback, resonated with many comments. No food, no water. I swear, bareback in flights makes it go quicker. No, I don't. Oh. Wes says that women who comment on his videos are doing so to express shock. I think most people are. Taking flights raw is a masculine thing. Everything's about looking cool. Most guys embrace it as a joke or are like, we're so hard. I mean, I don't think men have the treat culture that women do, which is frankly a shame. I've been saying this. I've literally been saying this. A long flight for women is the perfect venue to organize an itinerary of treats. And I do think men tend to be more stoic and weird about the spaces in which they allow themselves to receive pleasure. Correct. Male treat culture needs to advance. Oh. Oh. Ooh, oh, oh. West recalls a man who was seated next to him in a middle aisle opted to squeeze past two people on his other side rather than disturb West. He must have been like, I don't want to bother him. He's locked in. Next up. Oh my God, wait. Patrick Sullivan does this? I was not interviewed. Watching the flight map disqualifies it as raw dogging, but sometimes I briefly indulge on international flights. International flights! 19 hours plus you're just sitting there locked in? I used to take an edible. Oh, but that makes it harder, so I stopped. I assume sleeping is not allowed. This is like being straight edge. We agree on the overarching philosophy, but allow each individual to make their own judgments in more ambiguous cases. Holy shit. I guess it's like, I do appreciate on flights, it's one of the few opportunities I have to have like no stimulus whatsoever. But like, I don't want to go into a sensory deprivation tank. Jesus Christ. Some of the best thinking time on God's green earth. Okay, I agree with that. But at least, like, I've done flights where I don't have anything and I don't use the flight map and I just think. But I use that time to, like, brainstorm and write things down on paper. I don't, like... God, I can't believe... Oh, my God. No. Next up. I'm actually crying. Okay. A book introduction cannot convince you to read a book. Oh, yeah? Let's check out this introduction. Once upon a villain. Oh, shit. I gotta read this book. Holy fuck. I'm gonna look. What book is this? Once Upon a Villain. It's called Once Upon a Villain. Is the name. It's a series. Pride. Hook. Wicked. Oh, it's porn. Oh, it's porn. A dark marriage romance story with dark themes and certain subjects that may upset the reader. The first one is called Pride, and it's the guy from Pride and Prejudice. Holy shit. The second one is about Captain Hook, and the third one is about Prince Charming. That's so funny. You're looking at the wrong book? I think I'm looking at the right book. I'm enjoying my time here immensely. Oh no, CJ found the actual book. Let's read the inside jacket to the actual book. The last time I could be touched without flinching was 5 years ago when my brother tried to burn me alive. Now, Mom promises me a new life, a billionaire stepdad, safety, and all on the mysterious paradise island of Never. But it's a lie. Never's a nightmare of secrets and dangerous desires, a cover to hide an asylum for the most broken heirs of the super-rich elite. Now I'm one of them. All I wanted was a chance at a normal life, but instead I'm claimed as the darling of the dark and ruthless men who run Never, my stepbrothers. Peter, Shadow, and Pan. Oh! They're cold, wild psychos. I should run from them and not towards them. They're forbidden. Only they're as beautiful, as they're damaged, and their scars match my own. When they swear to burn down the world to keep me safe, I finally have a chance to no longer fear the flames or their touch. Except there's more secrets to reveal. There's a killer on the island, Jeffrey the killer, and he's coming for me next. If you fly to Never, you may never grow up. Our darling, our madness, our Never. Darling Madness is a standalone contemporary reverse harem dark fairy tale reimagining of Peter Pan. What's a reverse harem? Can someone explain that to me, please? One women, many men. That's a harem. You're describing a harem. A reverse harem is you get what? You get negative bitches. Some of you are living the reverse harem life. All right, next up. Oh, so good. Michael Bloomberg's speechwriter with some debate advice for Biden. Here we go. Second, Lincoln separated himself from his party's radical wing, assuring his audience that he was neither an abolitionist nor a believer in black equality, and reaffirming his support for the right of enslavers to reclaim their fugitives. The Biden campaign should look for opportunities to underscore its separation from the far left. Well. Lincoln separated himself from the correct people in his party who were 100% right. Biden should do the same. So good. Oh, my God. Is this guy insane? He's Bloomberg's speechwriter. What'd you expect? Oh, man. Bloomberg is, of course, an expert on getting elected. It worked so well for him. I love big gay ice cream. I hope he's enjoying some big gay ice cream this Pride. All right. Well, this concludes Freax. Let's watch Prague.